Hello, hello. I'm a little bit late, um, but we spent some time setting stuff up. We got our new fish tank behind me. Uh, well, I guess it's not a fish tank. It's a terrarium, technically, I guess. There's a couple geckos in there now. You can maybe see one of them right there, but probably not. Um, I got two crested geckos. The the voting poll. Um, I think I got like 50-ish votes by the end of it, and geckos won by a singular vote. So I got two crested geckos. I was happy about. I didn't think they could live together, but I bought one at first, or I was going to buy one at first. And when they grabbed this one out of the fish tank or the holding tank, there was a surprise second one in the same tank that the staff didn't know. Well, the staff probably knew, but the staff member that grabbed them out didn't know about. And I was like, wait, does that mean I can have two in the same tank? And when the expert came over, she said, oh, yeah, if the 45 gallon, that'll be more than enough for two. So that was very cool. Very happy that I wasn't just limited to one. Um, Hoping to have a couple more people join in as well. One sec. Looks like we're gonna have an ad break already as well. Got a couple things to show off, but I wanna hopefully wait for a few more people. Hoping that the viewership is decent tonight. Not, we'll just pivot to another Minecraft stream But yes. What else? Why is the camera quality kind of... Oh, wait, no, it's just my setting. We're fine. Camera quality is okay. It's 3 hours later than I usually would be. Uh, yeah. On it. I actually got I got Frederick's hammer visible now as well. Really excited to do a little bit more with the tank soon. Got an ad break, so no point really chatting at the moment. Guess I can try and switch over to mm, nah, we wait for a little bit. We wait for a few minutes. I don't know what to do with just chatting if I don't have viewers is the problem. Like I wanna chat, but I wanna chat to someone or with someone, not to someone. I wanna chat with someone. I need to just try to focus on the old collabs a little bit more. Ad break over in 5. There we go. Yeah, maybe it will be another Minecraft stream instead. Bring up Chatterino regardless. And it is really nice having cricket sounds occasionally, as funny as that sounds. We haven't had them like from our backyard very often anymore like we used to. But just a really low cricket chirping is nice to have. We did have we did have the crickets actually laying eggs last night, which is cool. Might have a young generation of crickets in like 23 days, I think it takes, something like that. So we'll see. This is kind of it's kind of a setup for our eventual terrarium whenever I get around to building that. And try to switch over. Oh, wait. That is not set up correctly. Good thing I tried it. It was working earlier. Let's go over here. It's the wrong one. Maybe this. Nope. Nope. Properties. Wait, there we go. That should be working. Is it this one? Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, there's the whole room. Let's leave that ready to go. I think we might switch over to a Minecraft stream though. Oh, I also should probably turn this on. Holy, that was up all the way. I think the light's actually on a little bit too bright as well. Hold on. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Let's switch on over to, well, let's boot Minecraft up. There's literally no one. Hello, Guntack. I got 2 crested geckos. There's a really hard to see, but there's a pale one, pale gray one right here, and then there's a yellow spotted one behind the waterfall. Yeah, excited to see how they adapt. I thought about getting a gargoyle gecko as well. They had one there, but they only had one, and I'm not sure if those are able to cohabitate. Is that the right word? Cohabitate. Not sure if they're able to do that in this size of a tank. So I went for 2 leopard geckos, or not leopard. I was thinking about getting leopard geckos. If my Instagram poll for the tank was for a desert environment, I would have gotten a bunch of those, like maybe 3 or 4. But rainforest, which I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm gonna rearrange the plants and stuff a little bit. I'm gonna rearrange the plants and stuff a little bit. Also probably apply some anti-glare to the tank. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. This one really, really likes the treetop. He's been chilling there basically since yesterday that I've seen. I do have a couple photos of them as well. Maybe I should move those over to my PC real quick. They've been very camera shy. Hey Ada, how's it going? Yes, let me real quick upload these to my PC. Let's see here. I think they've been very camera shy, but that's okay. Move to Google Drive. There we go. I won't lie. At first, he kind of spooked me a few times. I would get up from my chair and I'd be like, "Whoa, oh, it's just Amanda armor." But now it's fine. Now I'm used to it. So, is my audio decent on this camera? No, it's not. Okay. We're good. But yeah, he did spook me a few times. But here's the full room reveal finally. After like, how long have I been streaming with the other camera? 4 months? I'm still setting up this desk a little bit, but I got all the parts for my new rifle on the desk. I now have two fancy tuning forks. These will well, this one's from the broken rifle. Um but this one is the new one. And I'm going to go crazy with the details on this one. I believe the photos have uploaded as well. Let's lay this down like that. You used to have a 4'4" Batman the animated series figure. Is it a figure if it's 4 feet tall? I'm not sure if that's still in the category of being a figure. But yeah, I really like this desk. It rolls down as well. So you can close it up if I want to like that. But I'm very worried about slamming it. But that's where I'm gonna do all my not tutorial videos, my making of videos. I have so many parts. Got so many parts to this rifle. I'm very excited. Like, look at this. So I've got these very finely tuned so that they just barely slide together. I almost don't need to glue them. But yeah, look at all the details and stuff on this as well. Gonna paint up so nicely. I got sanded a little bit, but not too bad. It's hollow resin, so there's like holes in it for the resin to drain out. But let me catch up on what you said. Plastic statue thing. Yeah, I mean, a statue is a little bit more accurate, I think. You know, these are figures. These are figures. Statue. I mean, obviously that's a mannequin, but this would be more of a statue if he was not a costume. Yeah, like look at the details on the middle of the fork as well. It's actually kind of hard. There we go. Yeah, there's just those little like bumps and stuff. Yeah, that's a little bit better actually. There's gonna be so many cool details on this rifle. Much better than the old one as well. This one you can see like some lines and that sort of thing. This is my first resin print. There's a little bit of heat distortion effect. You might be able to see the red and blue, but I'm gonna do it better next time. And I've got the stock. Yeah, I've got the stock here. So this is ABS. I have to smooth this. I keep going over like this for my old camera. There's a stock. I'm gonna hand paint this one again. Just have to seal up the seam, smooth it with some acetone. It will be beautiful. But then this, you can have a little preview of the new rifle. It's gonna hinge. And you'll be able to reload it. I need to sand it down a little bit once again, but what do you mean you want to gnaw on the rifle pieces? Are you a teething kitten? Or a teething child? Why do you want to gnaw on them? Yeah, so that'll hinge. It's just a little bit too tight right now. Hold on, I need to adjust this a bit. Just a little bit too tight right now, so I can't really hinge it. But you'll be able to put a shell in there. It'll make for some very cool videos. I can't wait. There's going to be a functioning scope as well. It will provide 5 times zoom. Um, I see. I mean, I got my old rifle. I got that right here. Still with the broken trigger. I've made many jokes about when people have pointed out that the trigger is still broken. I've asked them if it triggers them. Because if it does, then it's not actually broken. So I'm just saying. But yeah. Oops. Yeah, I gotta fix this. But speaking of triggers and triggering things, like that joke probably was. Let me put this back first. Um, yeah, that's probably fine. It's rocking back and forth. That's probably fine. New trigger. Um, Gonna take this piece here. This piece is gonna go in there like that, like a trigger does, right? Is that the right way? No, that's not the right direction, is it? No, that was the right direction. Yeah, okay. Got this little pin that goes in there. And there's gonna be a spring. And then it slides on in here. Like so. No glue required. Look at that. Put a spring on there, functioning trigger. Just like that. Do I have any lightsabers? I mean, I make my own lightsabers. This is a dark saber though. But yeah, I've been working on this one for quite some time. I made this myself. Um, it's like famous at this point, but it's a little bit, it's in there pretty well. You might be able to hear it actually. It has impact senses. A cool thing about this though is it's actually famous because I put streamers' names on it and they love it. So this one currently says Senna. It's also the transition screen for Senna's dad, which is really cool. Um, I used it for Emmy's costume contest, Emaru's. That was really fun as well. I should probably show those clips. But also you asked to see the geckos. And I do have the photos of those now. I just gotta download them real quick. Let's see, recent. I was hoping I was gonna be able to like move my camera around a little bit, but that didn't happen. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. What am I doing? Stro. Ah, there it is. Okay. This is fine. This is probably fine. Yeah, we'll say this is probably fine. Live. I have Minecraft up still. Display. There we go. So there's one of the geckos. This is the one that's currently chilling in the tank up here right now. The other one's been hiding all day. But there's one. He's been. Why is this one so low res? And then this one's fine. Yeah, they've constantly had their heads turned away. I haven't been able to get a good picture of their faces. I think this is it eating its first cricket. I tried my best to get a video. The tank was a little bit glary. There we go. Nice. Do you like modded Minecraft? Because if so, I'm just saying we can do a collab. But yeah. There was his first meal. Um, there's the other one. I forgot I got that one. Ignore the sun. That is the flashlight. Um, or not the flashlight, the flash. And he's been chilling up there as well. I say the store didn't know if they were male or female, so that might be a problem. Uh, fair. And we're back to not seeing his face. But yeah, there. Those are the geckos. It is kind of weird seeing the camera not flipped around. I will say, like seeing it. Or wait, no, it's not flipped anyway, is it? Yeah, no, never mind. I'm just stupid. I'm just purely stupid. Um, but yeah, wait. So we did talk about doing a collab at some point. What collab would we do? What would be the game of choice for you? Because I do have a PlayStation 5, but I am a PC player, and that is the only thing that I can realistically stream from. Like obviously the PlayStation has built-in streaming, but I need my camera, my good mic, all that jazz. Also, I kind of want to keep putting this together now at this point. Let's see here. How many pieces can I assemble? I can put another one here. So it goes inside there. Oh, I should show my pets as well, probably. My other pets. Because I don't just have geckos. Let's put that there. And then this one goes somewhere. But this one I know. This one goes. It goes one of these directions. Or does it? You might need to draw on first. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. That one goes like that. Oh. And then this one goes on the ends. But it's missing the part that actually holds it on. Wait. That one goes somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where that one goes, but look at this. Oh yeah, it's over here. It's not even glued together, and look at how well it already fits. Can't wait. There's gonna be so much detail work on all these pieces. Outlast Trials. You're also Outlast Trials. I mean, it has crossplay, doesn't it? I have been goaded into getting it by a few people, and I did cave. Um, I don't think it's very stream friendly, though, is it? I'm not sure if it's the type of game I would like to stream. But yeah, other pets. Let's see if I can call in my doggo Ratsy. Ratsy. Give it a second. Ratsy. She always comes when called. You're a huge out. Oh, nice. Wait, where is my dog? She always comes. Stream wants to see you. Yeah. Yeah, this is Ratsy. Yeah, well, thank you for the kiss. Yeah. Yeah, I know you were sleeping, but you're not anymore. It's okay. How are you doing? You look really tired. Yeah, I did have you running around a lot earlier, didn't I? Yeah. Wow, Ada thinks your name is silly. Can you believe that? The audacity. Wow. The audacity. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you can go back down. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, why did you bother me for 5 seconds just to not even pet me? Yeah. Yeah, because Stream wanted to see you. Yeah. Yeah, you were sleeping. She was sleeping all nice and comfy in her nice blanket. And I said, no. I said, I'm bringing you into the stream room, whether you like it or not. There she goes. The door has been closed, so she's trying to open it. She got it. That is pretty incredible. Um, that is pretty incredible. Why do you think it's silly though? I think it's just a cute little name. But yeah, I also have four cats. Four of them, or sorry, two of the four don't let me pick them up. Ever. They were strays, and they're extremely shy of me. Um, so they might be on the floor sometimes when I'm streaming, and sometimes are, but I'll turn around and look at them, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm running away now." So no chance of picking them up. I could get the other two probably. I'm also very intrigued. What is this name that translates to soy sauce? Yeah, four cats. We have actually always had four cats. Um, we had five cats at one point. We don't even like try to get that many, but they just always show up on our doorstep, or like people give them away, or are looking to like rehome them for some sort of reason. Friends and family, that is. And then we get back to four. Never more though, except for that time we had five. This is for some reason really satisfying. This is the whipped cream container with a magnet, and I just started fiddling with it, but it sits on it pretty well. Look at that. Oh, microphone cable failing. See Yao. See Yao. I like it. I like it a lot. See Yao. Almost as much as I'm liking spinning this thing around. So stupid. Yes. There's so many magnets going into this rifle. There's so many. There's some going onto this as well. Wait, Ada, have you ever heard my stories with this then? Or know about the stream snipes and stuff I've done? It's it's one of my favorites. Um, well, not even one of my favorites. I've got like six stories. Your big, greedy, gluttonous son. Incredible. Also, man, I'm guessing you're on the mobile app, right? Because you have like a 30-second delay. And for some reason, Twitch cannot um get the delay on mobile to be less than like 30 seconds. It's crazy. Okay, so it's actually sort of the story about how I started streaming. I think I have the clips in my Google Drive. I went to yeah, let's share the TwitchCon story again. Um, cause no one here has heard the TwitchCon story. And let me ready the clips as well. But yeah, so okay, let's see. Um Basically when I said so a second ago, that's when I saw your 30 seconds message to give you an idea. But so TwitchCon, right? Amaru is I've watched Amaru for 5 years at this point. I'm usually a stock trader, right? So I always have a Twitch stream up on my side monitor when I'm doing my stock trading, because 90% of stock trading is sitting there waiting for something to happen, you know? Side note. Well, that. So I would watch Emaru a lot. And I've wanted to cosplay for a long time. But hold on, I'm just curious here. Whoops, I pressed something on my desktop. Okay, I have to sand it down a little bit, but there we go. That's how the rifle's gonna be. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit yet, but it's close. Anyway, yeah, stock trading. Oh, I just realized I don't have the chat on the screen. I should do that. We're doing it live. How do I do that in? Wait. Hold on. I don't know if I'm still on display capture. I am still. Whoops. That's fine. The Google Drive is probably fine, but let's just maximize this. Disable display capture. Hello, Fel. Welcome in. Yes, we got 2 geckos. But hold on, let's see, what's it called? It's Chatbots Vertical. Why is that not a option here? We're not going to do it live. We're going to fix that later. We haven't named them yet. We are going to this stream. I know Ada wants to help name them. But I was about to tell my TwitchCon story again because Ada and no one else who has been here has heard it. Possibly including you, Fel. I don't remember if you were there when I told it. But yeah, seems a little bit dark on this camera view. Let's fix that. It's a little bit better. So yeah. So Emma got me into cosplaying. Well, she like kind of pushed me into cosplaying, right? To finally try it. I have wanted to. Well, you're going to help name them. You're gonna help name them. But let me tell you the TwitchCon story first, since you're interested in that. And it'll give maybe a couple other people time to get in. So, at the 30th anniversary of Star Wars, I watched the live stream from E4. I think that was the channel, no, or G4. Whichever that old channel was. I need to remember I'm looking over here and not over here. That's gonna take a bit of getting used to. But I learned about the 501st Legion on TV in 2007 when they did that live stream. And the 501st Legion is a cosplay group for Star Wars that researches costume designs from the shows and movies and can also verify you as being screen accurate. So they'll like find the different parts and stuff that the costumes use, and there's different tiers. There's one tier where you just look accurate enough, and then there's the other tier where you actually use the accurate parts, which is very hard to get into, and I want to do that for Mando one day. But none of the costumes from Star Wars ever really appealed to me that much. Even though I had been going to conventions since 2013. There's about to be an ad break. Even though I've been going to conventions since 2013, I just never cosplayed at any of them. Oh, nice. Yeah, the 501st is really cool. But when I go to conventions, when I went to conventions rather, I would pretty much never talk with people. Oh, what just happened with my camera? My camera just like flipped off and then back on for a second. We're gonna pretend it's fine. It's probably fine. But I would never talk with people. I always wanted to like take pictures of cosplayers and stuff, but I'm like, I'm not in cosplay. I feel weird asking a cosplayer for a picture. I'm not gonna do it. So I kind of would just go to conventions for the panels and like the meet and greets and never interact with anyone ever. Because I'm like, there's no reason why someone's gonna approach me, right, to talk with me, being out of costume. And I just didn't have the confidence to go up to people and talk with them. But watching one of Emmy's streams one day, she's just like, oh yeah, I kind of got into cosplaying to like build confidence or something like that, right? And like meet people. I was like, you know what? Mandalorian came out last year. That's the costume I'm gonna make. I'm doing it. I want to start talking with people. So TLDR, made Mando. Yada yada. Went to like 2 years of conventions. Decided that was necessary context for the TwitchCon story. Even though I'm like now skipping 2 years ahead of to the point where I made Mando and everything. So I made Mando. There he is, obviously, staring at me, staring perfectly at the camera unintentionally. Maybe I'll make him not looking into the camera. But I decided, like, just on a whim, I'm gonna go to TwitchCon. And I bought my ticket like 2 weeks beforehand, right? I kind of hate how like my armlet's elongated if I motion in this direction. I hate that or that. So I decided to go to TwitchCon like 2 weeks beforehand, right? And I was like, you know what? Let's go. I've watched a lot of these Twitch streamers a lot at this point. Let's go and meet them. I'd seen Emmy at Anime Expo already, but it wasn't like an official meet and greet. It was kind of I just saw her at the Starforge Systems booth and she was just saying hi to a few people. So like, let's meet her properly at her meet and greet. Let's like meet Cinna and Wilneff and all these others that I've started to watch quite a lot now that I'm a stock trader. But I'm like, okay, I really want my armor to be in tip-top shape if I'm gonna be on all these streams, right? So I decide, for one, that I wanna make these props. I didn't have the rifle at the time, and I didn't have the pistol either. So I decided that, oh, we're on an ad break. We're on an ad break, and you guys are definitely missing some of this. I'll wait a second. I'll wait 55 seconds, in fact. Yeah, I will wait 55 seconds. $40 more seconds. Thankfully, I was yapping very inefficiently, so I didn't really get too involved in the story. But it kind of bothers me that I can't like twist this arm a little bit. Yeah. Da 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 da. Demonetized just off of that. Maybe we'll see. 5 seconds until the ad break ends. Okay, ad break's over. Yeah, so I decided for TwitchCon I wanted my armor to be all in like tip top shape and everything. And I was like, okay, I'm going to polish up all my armor. I'm gonna refinish all of my armor, and I'm going to make the rifle. I'm gonna make the pistol. I'm gonna make the dart saber. And there was something else. Oh, I'm gonna make Grogu's pouch as well. But I didn't do that. My mom ended up making Grogu's pouch. She was like, "Hey, I really would like to make a contribution to the costume." I was like, "You can make Grogu's pouch because you're a Grogu lover." So I strip all of the paint off of all of my armor pieces. Right, I sand it all down, and I reapply the finish. To reapply the finish, right? This is very important. This is very, very important detail. The way that I get the armor to shine like that, I rub it with graphite powder. I spray it with clear coat paint, right? Then I rub it with graphite powder again. And then I spray it with clear coat paint again. So the important thing to understand here is that I paint over graphite powder all the time. It's literally a necessary step to making the armor. But your mother just goes to me and says she doesn't know where the creativity came from because it certainly wasn't her. Kind of same. Kind of the same. But she is good at sewing. Most of my skills my dad taught me while I was growing up, because he basically built a motorhome from scratch, and I was there helping him a lot. So I learned like painting, metalworking, carpentry, basically every single skill that's required to build a house. Wiring, plumbing, everything. So I've applied a lot of that to Mando. But my mom taught me the sewing part. And she also similarly taught me since I was like 8. But yeah, so I strip all of the armor, right? And in stripping the armor, I break my helmet. I'm like holding it between my thighs to hold it still, right? And I squeeze a little bit too hard when I'm sanding it, and I just crunch it. This is about a month before the convention, okay? I think. No, never mind. Because, yeah, I bought my TwitchCon tickets about 2 weeks before the convention. And then I refinished the armor the same day. So it was about 2 weeks beforehand. Yeah, so I actually made my desk as well. Not that desk, but this desk, which I currently can't show you. And don't actually have a picture of. So soon when I can move my camera. But yeah, so it was like 2 weeks beforehand. Whenever I bought my ticket, it was like 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, we'll say. And now, you would think, right? The helmet's a little bit important for the Mandalorian. It's a little bit important. Like, it's kind of his whole thing that he can't take his helmet off. So you would think that I would prioritize finishing my new helmet, so that I can actually wear the costume to this convention that I am just spontaneously crunch timing really hard for, because I want to go be on people's streams and stuff. Well, actually, correction. It's not that I want to go be on streams, but it's that I have the expectation that I might be on some streams at this point. So I don't do that. I don't prioritize my helmet. I'm like, hey, fun new props, dart saber, rifle, pistol. everything else. I've made a helmet before. That's boring. So it's like 2 days before the convention that I start working on my helmet. And I finish it in time. I do finish it in time. However, it is at this point that I'm like, you know what? I think I can make this a little bit shinier. And oh, small important detail as well. So 2 days before the convention, when I'm beginning to work on the helmet, I run out of the clear paint, the like clear coat paint. So I go to Lowe's to grab some more, and they don't have the paint that I usually use. So I just pick up whatever the next best thing was. Well, whatever I thought the next best thing was. And it works. It works out great, right? It's very, very shiny. It's so shiny. But so it's 2 days before the convention. I finish the helmet, or I start working on the helmet. I finish it the day of the convention. And it's at this point that for some reason I have the extremely intelligent idea that I'm like, you know what? I bet I can make this armor all shinier. Why don't I try polishing it? So I apply some polish to it. I gently sand it just a little bit, and I apply some polish to it. It shines up pretty nicely. I start with the chest plate, right? And I go ask my mom. I'm like, I don't know if this is worth the effort. What do you think? And she goes, I think you're screwed now, because that chest plate looks like it's studio quality. But now you have to do that to the rest of it, and you're leaving in like 12 hours. I'm like, yeah, but that's okay. The Darksaber blade, this isn't the blade that I printed at the time, but the blade from like here all the way up, right? This is currently on the 3D printer when this is happening. And my plan is I don't have to do anything to this besides screw it together. There's just a couple screws right here, not in this version, but in that version. This version is glued together. There's just 2 screws here, and then this slips into the hilt. There's 1 screw there. I just have to put the lights in. It'll take me like, no joke, 10 minutes to put the lights in and finish this Darksaber. And my plan is that I'm going to finish, it's going to finish printing at 1 a.m., okay? 1 a.m. I'm then going to leave as soon as it's finished, like leave maybe 1:15, 1:20. And then I'm going to make at night at 1 a.m. It'll be a 1.5 hour drive to San Diego. Or sorry, a 2.5 hour drive to San Diego. But so that's my plan. What actually happens? I start polishing everything, and it's all looking fantastic. That's currently how it is right now. Some of it is a little bit scuffed at this point. I need to refinish it again probably, but I might just redo it entirely, because I'm getting my new 3D printer, which is the Bamboo, and that's gonna just make the prints perfect off the get-go. But I get to the helmet and I polish it and everything, right? And here's the thing. Remember when I said like they didn't have the clear coat that I used for the rest of the paint or for the rest of the armor? It polishes up. However, I look at it and I'm like, I kind of liked it before I polished it. What? Like, it was actually so much shinier somehow. Like, this paint is just that shiny right off the bat. I've switched over to it now for everything. Because I'm really happy with it. But I'm like, no problem. There's about an hour and a half until this Darksaber blade finishes printing. I'll just spray paint over it again, and then I'll re-graphite powder it. It'll no problem. It'll be fine. Except here, the problem with that is that the polish I used has car wax in it, and I knew this. But did it stop me from trying to repaint it again? No, it didn't. So what happened? All of the clear coat paint just started to slide off of the car wax. And I realized this immediately. Like, oh shoot, that's a problem. So I sprinted, I think, to the shower, and I start washing it off as fast as I can. But even though I got most of it off within like 30 seconds, a lot of it had already dried. And it was just all lumpy now. So I was like, well, shoot, that's a problem. But that's all right. I still have an hour and a half left. I'll just sand this off, re-clear coat it, and it'll be fine. I'll make sure to like strip it of all the car wax, use some Goo Gone. It'll be fine. I do that, and I clear coat it again. The paint slides off again. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, there's no wax on this. Why is it sliding off? I literally sanded this now. Why is the paint not sticking? I still don't know why it didn't work that time. I think I must have just not removed the car wax well enough. And in sanding it, I just kind of like moved it down. Moved it down the layers, right? But I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe I can fix the old helmet. Maybe the old helmet, I can just fix that real quick. So I go grab the old helmet. I fix the crack and everything in it. I need to scroll down to this photo. Let's see. It's actually a ways down there, isn't it? It is a ways down here. Okay, so here's how I broke it. So that was the crack, which it's not that bad, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not like crazy. I figure I can just fix this real quick, and like there will probably be a crack there that's noticeable, but it won't be that bad. Like, I'll have a helmet that I can wear. Because I mostly made the new one because I wanted to make a new one anyway. This one that I broke wasn't super, like, it wasn't the best quality. It was a little bit warped because it was the first piece that I made with PETG plastic. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'll just spray paint over this again. Maybe like 2 hours. Like, all I have to do, it's already smoothed and everything. I'm just gonna lazily fix the crack, spray paint over it a couple times. With all the time it takes each coat to dry, I'll be out of here in 2 hours. It'll be like 2:30 that I leave. So I spray paint over it, and this is what happens. Spray paint over graphite powder all the time, but still, for some reason, it did this. I still do not know why this happened. I still have no idea why this happened. But I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Like, I'm just not going to have a helmet, apparently. I'm going to have spent all this time, 2 weeks of just literally like working longer hours than a full-time job on this costume. And here we are at like 12:30 a.m. the day before. And because I was stupid, I'm not going to have a helmet, and I'm not going to be able to wear a costume at all to TwitchCon. All of this time is going to be a waste. But I'm like, nah. No. We're going to figure something out. It'll be fine. I'll be tired tomorrow, but it'll be fine. My first meet and greet with Will Neff and Caroline Kwan, it's at like, I think it was 10:30 to 11:30, sometime around there. The timing of it will be what matters later on, more than anything. But so I spend like 3 hours trying different stuff with this new helmet, trying to get the paint to stick, and it's just not. Like, I'm doing everything I can to remove this wax. It's just not sticking. I have no idea why. So I shift over to the broken helmet again, try to get something to cover up those cracks. And that's not working either. Like, I'm getting like depresso espresso. I'm like, man, I've just literally wasted 2 weeks of my life working super, super hard on this costume, and I'm just not going to be able to go in costume. And now I don't really want to go. But it gets to 6:30 a.m. and I realize I'm an idiot, because the helmet that I broke was my second helmet. I replaced my first helmet after my first convention because of how awful it was to wear. Like, the visor is pressing against my nose the entire time. And my glasses, it presses against these. So my glasses are against my face the entire day. I can literally like feel my eyelashes brushing against the lenses every time I blink. But it looks all right, and that's the important thing, right? Like, I can just wear that and I'll have a helmet that I can wear to the convention. So I'm like, okay, we're good. I'm going to be tired. I'm literally not sleeping tonight. It'll be fine. I'll just crash really hard tonight. It'll be fine. So I hurriedly pack up the car as fast as possible, and my mom helps me out. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer than it normally would, because I switched all of my armor over to pins from Velcro at this point. So the chest plate, I had been using pins for a couple of conventions to hold it in place. Hey Abaddon, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'm telling my TwitchCon story right now. Also train of thought. Yeah. So my chest plate was held in place by pins for the last couple conventions at this point. So I can just slip on the whole top of the costume real quick, and I don't have to bother with like aligning the Velcro and stuff, right? But I switched over literally every piece of the armor over to pins a couple days before TwitchCon at this point, just so I don't have to bother with putting anything on in the right place. I can just put my pants on, all the armor's attached, put the top on, all the armor's attached, bandolier, cape, helmet, done. But I didn't like put it on the pants and stuff yet, because like the epoxy was drying and stuff, right? So I have to take you all to the car piece by piece instead of in like 5 pieces. But that's fine. I start to drive to San Diego. It's like 7 o'clock by the time I get on the road. My ETA is, I think, like 10, because there's a little bit of morning traffic at this point. And when I get there, I have to put the costume on, obviously, right? It usually takes me like 10 minutes now to put it on, but I have to align where all the pins and everything are gonna go. So it's probably gonna take me like 30 minutes, but that's fine. My meet and greet is 10:30 to 11:30, something like that. The exact time's not important, just the timeline is what's important. I get through most of my drive to San Diego, and there's a rest stop about 45 minutes out that I was gonna stop at the night before if like I was planning on stopping at it and sleeping for like a couple hours probably, just so I would avoid driving through LA in the morning, right? I wouldn't have to drive through LA in the morning. I would skip most of the traffic. I would just have a little bit at the end. But I get pretty close to it and I'm like, I'm really tired. To the point where I'm fine if I'm at the convention walking around, but I think I should nap a little bit real quick so that I don't crash because I don't think I'm safe driving. So I decide I'm going to sleep at the rest stop for 15 minutes. I get there, I go to sleep for 15 minutes. And this is the point where you would think the next thing that I say is like, I wake up an hour later. I don't do that. I sleep for 15 minutes. I wake up feeling pretty refreshed. Refreshed enough that I realize I usually wear my Mandalorian pants to the convention. But since I've switched over everything to pins and stuff, I wasn't doing that because some of the armor was already attached and I didn't want to drive with the armor like inhibiting the movement of my legs, right? So I left my pants at home. And now you would think, sounds good, will do. Thanks for joining. Oh, and you can name one of the geckos over text as well, since we've diverted so much. Yeah, so I don't have my pants. And you would think I have like a backup change of clothes or something, right? But I am wearing like basically they almost look like pajamas. They're technically athletic clothes, but they're basically pajamas. They're what I wear underneath the armor. And I don't have any normal clothes because I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna wear Mando all day with these underclothes. And then I'll just sleep in those. I'll change them into my next day underclothes. I'll sleep in those. I'll put Mando on again. It'll be fine. I don't need normal clothes. But now that I am going to AX, yes. I have lots of collabs planned with some cool content creators there as well. But yeah, so my options now are go to the convention in basically pajamas. That's not happening. Go buy some normal clothes real quick, which is probably the option that I have to do. Or just like go home, pick up the pants, and then come back. I put into the GPS how long it would take for me to drive home and then back. It says my ETA would be 6:30 p.m. I'm like, okay, well, we're not doing that. That's not an option. So we're going to go get some clothes. So I drive to a Walmart that's like 5 minutes off the road. Or off the route. Go racing, try to find some change of clothes as fast as I can. And I find these pants that are basically identical to the Mandalorian pants. Obviously the stitching and stuff is a little bit off and there's pockets, but the color basically looks exactly like the Mandalorian pants. So I'm like, cool. Okay, I guess I still can cosplay. I get back in the car, race on over to the convention as fast as I can, safely. Use the literal back entrance to the parking garage that somehow no one else knew about. to park and skip this massive line, start putting all my armor and everything on, and I realize the pin bats are also at home. Because I was just assuming that I had everything needed as like part of the costume. But because the glue and stuff was still drying, I left the pin bats at home. Because I didn't put them on the pins, obviously. So like, okay, well, luckily my chest plate and ab armor, luckily those have some pin bats on them. So I'm just gonna cannibalize like half of them off the chest plate and abs. And everything I'm wearing will just be like half pinned on. And then I'll drive home tonight, pick up some more, and it'll be fine, right? So I do that. Start packing up everything. My meet and greet at this time has officially started. It's 10:30 or whatever it is. I have to be there within an hour if I want to still meet Will and Caroline. So I grab my rifle, I grab my pistol, and I grab my dart saber that I spent all this time making, and I finalize it. I walk on over to the convention, which, for anyone who doesn't know, the San Diego Convention Center is like half a mile long. It's massive. It is so long. Like, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It's pretty like thin, but it's very long. So I'm parked. The halls at the San Diego Convention Center are Hall A to Hall H. I am parked at Hall H, a little bit like further away from Hall H. I'm like at the hotel parking garage, which is basically across the street from Hall H. So my meet and greet is in Hall H. Badge pickup is in Hall B. So already to start off, I have to go from basically Hall H to Hall B and then B to H, which is like a mile of walking already. But it's fine. I have an hour. I walk on over to Hall B, do prop check with my nice shiny new rifle, pistol, and dart saber. And they tell me that I'm not allowed to bring any of them in because they look like real weapons. I'm like, okay, so why are you here? Like, if you're just going to say these look like real weapons, why not have a policy that says you're not allowed to bring props? Instead of having a prop check that allows some props inside, but apparently nothing that looks like a real weapon. Well, I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. I start walking back to Hall H to drop them off in the car. I get to Hall D. I'm like, maybe I can pick up my badge, go back to the car, and then enter through the entrance at Hall H, so that I don't have to walk back and forth like 3 times total. So I get to Hall D, walk back to Hall B, ask them if I can leave their props there for a second. They say it's fine, but they're not responsible if anything happens to them, yada, yada, yada. It's like, whatever, I'm going to be gone for 30 seconds. I pick up my badge, come back out, grab my props, walk back to Hall H, drop them off in the car, go to the Hall H entrance. And I'm like, am I allowed to enter through here? They're like, no, this is for guests only. Like, is it all right though? Like, directly behind you is the common area that attendees are at. Can you just make an exception? I have a meet and greet. I have 5 minutes left to get to it. Can you make an exception? No, sorry, this is for guests only. All right, fine. So I walk back on over to Hall B, walk back on over to Hall H. At this point, I've gone Hall H, Hall B, to Hall D, to B, to H to B, and then I gotta go back to H for my meet and greet. And by the time I get to my meet and greet with Will Neff and Caroline Kwan, it's like 10 minutes past, but they're yapping. They're yapping a lot. There's still a massive line left. So I tell the guy that was like in charge of line management, I'm like, hey, is it all right if I still hop in line? I know it's 10 minutes past, but I've had a really lousy morning. He's like, yeah, sure, no problem, it's fine. And I wait around for probably 30 more minutes. Get to I finally say hi to Will and Caroline, and Will just immediately goes, hold on 1 second. He goes and rips his meet and greet sign, off the table, hands it to me. He goes, here, I always give my meet and greet sign to the last person in line. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, man. It's already kind of cheered up my morning a little bit. I had a pretty terrible night, but this really kind of helped. And Caroline asked, like, oh yeah, what happened? Tell us. I tell her the abridged story, and she goes, you know what? You're getting my meet and greet sign too. So now I have both of their meet and greet signs. And that was also when Will Neff commissioned me for a costume. So that was extremely cool. But yeah, no, that's the story of how my worst pre-convention experience turned into what is now the best convention I've ever been to. I started all of that because I was going to show Ada the clips of the Darksaber about why I have streamer names on it. But I'll save that. I will save that for another time, probably next time I see her in person. Unless you guys want to hear it. I think an ad break might have just started, though. But if you guys want to hear that, I can continue the story. Otherwise, it might be time for the next story. But yeah, it was quite a convention, or quite a pre-convention experience. The actual convention, hands down, the absolute best convention I've ever been to. I really didn't expect it. You know, we're telling it. We're telling the story. I don't know how to segue to something else, so we're just telling the story. So that was a great start to it, right? But something funny is, like, I had been from Hall H to B to D to B to H to B to H, and then they gave me their meet and greet signs. I was like, this is amazing. But now I have to go back to the car, drop these off, and then go to Hall B and then H again. Because I have another meet and greet immediately after this. So, I think I got in a total of about 5 miles of walking immediately at the start of that day. Which is fine. It's fine. I only have to do it in 40 pounds of armor. It's fine. I just got my exercise in, especially after not sleeping the night before. But I don't remember who my next meet and greets were. I did a couple meet and greets that I mean, they were nice and everything, but they weren't very engaging. So they were still fun, but I should show my badge. My badge. I was pretty successful with meeting all the streamers I wanted to. I think there's 34 on this total. I also got a concept artist from The Mandalorian. He just offered to draw Mando on the back of my badge, which is really cool. But yeah. So at this point, as you can maybe see from the badge, I was just a community member. Never thought about streaming before in my life. well, no, that's not true. I've thought about streaming before, but I never considered it. Um, I never considered it because I was like, being on camera is terrifying. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on camera. So I'm just not going to be. But at the end of the first day, I had a meet and greet with, for one, Emaru, which was the one I was looking forward to the most. And then I was gonna try to get into Cinna's line afterwards. Because unfortunately they overlapped and I wasn't able to do a reservation for both. But thankfully, great experience with Emmy. Uh, Talked with her till the staff were like, "Hey, you two, you need to wrap it up." I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, my bad." Um, but then I get on over to Cinna's meet and greet. They let me in. She did not have as massive of a line as Emmy did, thankfully. Was the last person in her line as well, and she was streaming it, which terrified me because there were like 11,000 viewers on the stream, I think, or it might have been, it was either 9,000 ish or somewhere between 9 to 11,000. Um, I was like, that's a lot of viewers. I've never been on a stream before. I'm kind of terrified. But she was just right off the bat pretty enthused about the costume, even though she doesn't like Star Wars, and made that comment right away. She's like, "You know I don't really like Star Wars, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's okay." But I yapped with her for like 10 minutes on stream. Had a great time. Um and then that was like the end of the day. So I drove home at this point, got my Mando pants and everything. Got the pin bats, made sure that I didn't leave anything home and everything was all spick and span for the next day. And the next day, I was just being approached constantly by people that saw me on Cinna's stream. It was crazy. And I was also a lot less busy the second day. So I was like, because I enjoyed being on Cinna's stream so much, I decided to stream snipe some people. So I saw like Fan, Extra Emily. No, she wasn't on stream at that point. I saw her at the very end after the convention was fully over. But I saw like Peach Jars, Canute, some other S-Fan. Well, actually, I didn't see S-Fan. S-Fan was... Wait, did my camera just die? That camera just died. We're switching to this one. And we're gonna turn this down. I haven't gotten a dummy battery for that camera yet, so I can't just plug it in, unfortunately. But anyway, so the next day I was wandering around stream sniping people. I had a couple meet and greets, but pretty much everyone that was approaching me was like, "Oh, I saw you on Cinna's stream last night. I was hoping you'd be in costume again today. Oh, I saw you on Canute's stream. I saw you on Peach Star's stream." I was like, man, I feel like a celebrity right now. So I was having a great time. And at the end of the day, I still hadn't seen S-Fan. But I saw that he was going to the after party, which is in the Lamplight district, or Gaslamp district? Gaslamp quarter? Something like that. Which I did not have tickets for because I got my badge 2 weeks prior to this. And the after party tickets had already been sold out for months, right? But so I was like, it's fine. I'll just hang out around outside, talk with other people that aren't going to the after party, and wait until he comes out, right? Turns out there's another exit to the after party that I wasn't aware of, and he left out that side, which I was like, no problem. I'll just loop around the after party because they didn't let me go through even after the party was ended. which I guess kind of makes sense because they have to clean up and all that. But I'll just loop around. I know where he's at. I'll go see him there. And so I do that, but he's gone. He's like in a very, very easy to see t-shirt. He's got this white t-shirt with bright green leaves on it. Let me take a sip of a drink. My mouth is getting dry. There we go. So, I get to where the stream was, and I'm like, okay, let me update his position real quick. I bring up the stream, and I just see a chat popping off. They're going, turn around, Mando behind you. Lol, random Mandalorian. Lol, Mando's lost. I'm like, am I blind? Where is he at? Like, he's not hard to admit, or he's not hard to see. Turns out, I see his camera. I find out that he turned the stream over to Annie Fuchsia, who I'd never heard of at this point, so I didn't recognize her. And so I walk over there. But I've been up for 72 hours at this point because I forgot to mention, didn't sleep the night before. The second day either. So I slept for that like 15 minutes at the rest stop, another like 30 minutes at the rest stop again. But between fits and everything and driving back and forth and all that, I didn't have time to sleep the second night either. So I'm a little bit awkward because I've been just yapping nonstop for 2 days and I haven't slept for 3. So I'm talking with her and stuff, and she seems a little bit like put off with talking with me, which I feel like is kind of understandable because I did stream snipe at like 10 p.m. in downtown San Diego. So, you know, fair enough. But she asked me if I have seen Knut, and I said that I haven't. She goes, oh, we're playing like a game of Where's Waldo, but we're really failing pretty bad at it. And I'm like, hey, I don't say this aloud, but I'm like, hey, chat would love this. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm a literal bounty hunter. They're looking for someone. Chat would love it if they hire a bounty hunter to find Knut. But I word it super awkwardly. Super, super awkwardly. I'm like, well, I would love to help you find him, but that would probably be weird. And she just immediately goes, yeah, that would be really weird. But it was nice meeting you. I was like, yeah, nice meeting you too, though. So I walk back, go to my car to leave for the night. And a couple hours later, well after the stream was over, I was like, okay, I have to know how cringe I was. How bad did chat hate that? And I watched back the stream, and chat is roasting her for not inviting me to the stream. They're like, are you afraid of free content? Like, no, he's a literal bounty hunter. Let him join. She gets harassed by this drunk guy immediately after I leave, pretty much. Chat goes off on her again. Mando would have taken that guy out. Mando would have protected you. Just not letting her hear the end of it. And she's like, wait, well, you know, it wasn't my stream. I wasn't sure, like, who I should let join and everything. But Mando, if you're still watching this, I'm sorry. You can come back. I need you. But obviously, I wasn't watching still. I wasn't watching the stream and like, oh, maybe she'll invite me and change her mind. I was long gone at this point. But the next day, like the last part of the story, the next day I get into Extra Emily's meet and greet line, which is pretty close to the end of the con. And I have someone walk up behind me and they go, they start chatting about my outfit and stuff, and they're like, "That was you on S-Fan's stream last night, right?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I felt so cringe with how I acted, but apparently, like, I wasn't. And he's like, "Yeah, no, you have no idea how badly we wanted you to come back." And the people in front of me turn around and go, "Wait, no way, that was you on S-Fan stream?" I was like, "Yeah, that was me." Dude, we wanted you there so badly. I don't know what she was thinking. I was like, well, I don't know. I thought I was pretty cringe though. But yeah, so now I made some content, some connections there with some of my favorite streamers, which is really cool. And being on stream so many times inspired me to start streaming, and I have been absolutely loving it. So here we are. But I think that that's about all the yapping I have right now. So it might be time to pivot to the old Minecraft. Haven't played it for a few days. We didn't name the geckos, but that's okay. That is okay. Um, Let me make sure that the audio is working. It is. Excellent. Where was that? Let me update everything as well. Category Minecraft. And then Divine Journey. Modded. Done. Switch the titles. Update titles. More Divine Journey. What was I doing here? Oh yeah. Actually searching. Oh my gosh, I'm typoing like crazy. Searching for a hungry node. Divine Journey. There we go. Amazing. All right. Yeah. Let's see if we can find one in a decent time frame. And then it's time to go work on some more Mando. Because I got conventions very soon. And I don't want to crunch time again. We're just gonna fly. Why? Wait, that's a portal. Why are those nodes not scanned? Why are there torches here, but the nodes aren't scanned? We'll fly this way. I remember we were searching. It's coming back to me. I was away for the weekend. But it's coming back to me. We were searching for a hungry node for like maybe a couple hours. We're due for one. They're rare, but not that rare. Still need to be careful that I don't let one suck me up. None of those. Trying to remember if there's a trick for finding a hungry node. I don't think there is. This is an unstable node, I believe. Yeah. Let me see. Suddenly very itchy nose. Holy. Hungry node. Divine journey specifically. Wait, hold on. I've just learned about a node randomizer. Okay. A node randomizer can give it a growing modifier. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing that instead. This already sounds very compelling. Okay. That changes a lot. I kind of would like to still find... That was a lot of diamonds. Like, that would be quite a find if diamonds weren't basically free at this point. What was it? I would still like to... I have no idea what I was saying. Literally not a clue. Though I wouldn't mind a few good ore nodes. I think that's what I was going to say. Very curious how this node randomizing works. We don't care about that one. Let's just fly back. Right node? I guess that in theory means that I can grab a bright node and randomize that one. Unless that modifier might also be randomized. I've never done this before. I'm very curious how this randomizer is going to work. And also, I can't believe I didn't find this before now. We got a lot of research points, at least, I guess. I bet they run out of torches. Yeah, I am. But there's the portal. Okay, we're fine. We have exactly enough. Go. Go. Alright. So we'll just have to capture a couple aura nodes probably as placeholders for the hungry node. I'm going to switch the titles again already. And I'm going to name it Speedrunning Thaumcraft Research. I don't know. Let's see. Doing all the Thaumcraft research. Divine journey. I don't know if I should flip the order around. If I should have divine journey at the front or the start, or the start or the end. But in any case, I guess I don't need to worry about growing the node that quickly now. Grab this. Grab a bunch of paper. Fill up the stack. Oh, wait. Nope. Thaumonomicon. What? Whoops. What don't we have? We have to research everything. Everything. Aurum. Oh, 9. Alchemy is almost done. Oops. Automated alchemy. Oh my gosh, I need to stop misclicking. I should just grab a research note of everything. We're not going to be crafting anything until we have everything. All these. Bellows. We need some more modus. I think I already have all that. Yep. Golomancy. 3. What is that? That's like metum. Meto. All those. Advanced golems. Traveling trunk. This is probably the part of the mod pack where I really start to get exposed for how little I know about what's particularly useful in this pack. But let's just blow through all this, shall we? It's Animus Mortem, right? Vitus. Some Aqua. Some Tempestas. Some Terra. I think this one has Herba. Yeah, and then we can just drop a Vitus. Very cool. Idness. Air. Lux. Air. Modus. Ordo. Tentia. This one also has Ordo. Did not realize. So much research. fascia here. How do we want to turn that from aqua? Probably just do this. There you go. Automated alchemy. Magic stabs. Scepters. I always like to get it to the base from penance as quickly as possible. Because those are fairly easily replenished, right? Position that a little bit better. And by a little bit better, I mean assume shrimp posture. There you go. That's actually a fairly tight one. Let's do Fames. Vacuos. Permutatio. Struction. Ordo. On focus, portable hole. My eyes are already getting a little bit tired. It might be a short stream. Lotus and Terra. Especially considering I just had to look up how to make that one. That I always know right off the bat. What's my plan? What's my plan here? Sure. Nisho, wait. Right. Let's do Humanus and then Cognitio. Right. Tommen. Some Vitreous. Ignis. More Potentia. That I thought that was a misclick. Modus. I have to update my friend real quick. Okay. All right. That's the wrong book. Slowly unlocking all this other stuff. Modus. That was not the right one. There is a lot to unlock. We'll get there. We will get there. Always loved how this is just a single ore. Or a single research. Where's Gatomancy? It's here. So one of these has a node modifier. Spider, stop that. Kind of considering if I want to wrap up though already. Got to test a couple more things. Got to tell a story. Alright, there. Let's do a little bit. I'm already feeling pretty tired. I've been working very, very hard on prepping for DreamCon. I'm ready for some nice rest. Well, let's face it, rest and relaxation isn't happening after DreamCon. But I'll have a bit of a break. Just a bit. Forgot about this one. This is always a cool research. How do I do this one? Poison, destroy, and kill him. And then this is just fire. Lux. And now Vitreous over here. Go. Primal arrows. Hoe of growth. Herba. Terra. Dude, my nose is actually like itchy to the point where I'm wondering if I'm allergic to something. It's possible. Not sure though. Not gonna worry about it right now. Out of ink already. Okay. Nice, the ender spider just died to the aura. Let's do this. And then let's do this. And a permutatio. Yeah, I think I'm starting to feel the tired hit me pretty hard. I think I was really enjoying the just chatting and was kind of not realizing how tired I was. And now that I do, or now that I'm not just chatting, I'm crashing a little bit. So, let's maybe finish this inventory of stuff. And then, I might call it there. Mortis. Going to mostly just do Perdicio here. That's vacuous, right? Yeah. Wait, that's mining. Is Terra instead. Arcane Boar. See a couple Terras. See a Vacuos. Alienus, yeah. Two of those. Two of those. Oh yeah, the thermostatic harness. That was a classic, I remember. Runic shielding. I remember on the Minecraft server that I met my original friend group on. One of the friends was super into the idea of the thermostatic harness. However, there was just a better option because we had Grid Tech, which gave flight that didn't need any resource besides power, which we had a fusion reactor, which is just literally infinite power once you get that. And it also gives you armor, but my friend was super into the idea of the thermostatic harness. So, he was dying a lot when he kept running out of power and would crash to the ground. It was incredible. How do I want to get this changed? Probably a little bit of a roundabout way here. Already. And I'm blasting through the scribing tools. Four more. Four more. The Humanus, Cognitio, Tinctia, Ordo, Vitreous, bam. This is way simpler than I remembered. But Advanced Scrollums is one of the more complicated ones. Oops. There, yeah, Ordo Air. Is there any Ordo Aqua? Is that a thing? I don't think so. No. So, Tempestas. And then Air and Lux. This, that's, this, that, this, that. Should probably be using this one instead. Last one for the night. And maybe I stream making Mando. That's actually really tempting. Can call it making a Mando. Although I think someone else has done that. That title. Well there, we got a whole bunch of research done. It'd be really cool if I could just auto-craft this stuff. More Aurum. almost time to start getting harassed by guardians. Oops. Okay, I'm feeling real tired. I think that is in fact where I will call it. It's a fun little stream. I'll be back with normal hours. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Andor on release time. So I'm gonna delay this stream for that. But Wednesday, I'll have a normal hour stream. Thursday, my friend's flying in, so we'll see what he wants to do for content, if anything. We'll probably want to do a little something. Maybe just chat in my room for a bit. Yeah, I accidentally got another research note, so let's research this real quick before we call it. Perditio. Oops. Need to start switching over to Idness a bit. There we go. Alright. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first just chatting stream. Definitely need a little bit more of an audience before I try more of it, because I can't just retell the same stories. I do way better chatting when there's engagement. But I enjoyed it. Got to test a couple things. Didn't name the geckos, but that's alright. But yeah. Hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it might be for you. I'll be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. at PST. That is 2 hours ago in whatever time zone it is for you. And I think I'm gonna send you guys over to Tacos Play, who is another Mandalorian that I know. So thank you again, and I hope to catch you next time. Later.